Could you please discuss Genesis chapter 18, the three men who visited Abraham? Was that the Trinity in play? I find God's patience in this chapter very heartwarming. Yes, our God is definitely a patient God. Now, that being said, no, it's not the Trinity. And there's a very important reason why. In this passage, Jesus says that no one has seen God at any time, and by God, he's referring to the Father. So that means it could not possibly be the Father. No vision of God ever was the Father. Every vision was always Christ, and then we have a couple appearances of the Holy Spirit, but any physical manifestation, that's God the Son. If we take a look at verse 1 in chapter 18, it says, "And the Lord appeared to him by the oaks." And the word Lord is capital L-O-R-D, which is a replacement for Yahweh, the I Am. So the I Am appeared to him by the oaks of Mamre as he sat by the door of his tent in the heat of the day. Then it says in verse 2, "He lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, three men were standing in front of him. When he saw them, he ran from the door of his tent to meet them and bowed himself to the earth and said, 'O Lord,'" so at least one of them is the Lord, "'if I have found favor in your sight, do not pass by your servant.'" And then he, runs and says, "Hey, get some water and let's make some bread and let's eat." And then all three of them eat. How about that? Physical manifestation. So why aren't the other two part of the Trinity? Well, besides what I pointed out before, we actually do see them continue on. After this, Abraham has a discussion with the Lord about how many righteous people would have to be found in Sodom and Gomorrah for him not to destroy it. After that conversation, that person who did the talking is no longer accompanying the other two. What most agree on is that this is Jesus, pre-incarnate, with a couple of his angels that are going to be distributing the wrath of God upon those cities. Because when we get to Lot at Sodom and Gomorrah, there's only those two guys. The Lord isn't there. The Lord came for the sake of Abraham, but still sent his angels on that task.